Hello and welcome to episode 359 of 10 o'clock. Why 359? Because we never, ever seem to stop. We just keep going and going and going and going.
I thought you were going to say it's because there was 358 episodes before this.
That's a witty and excellent retort. I should have used that one. Anyway, welcome to 10 o'clock. I am MDRLOz. This is Xeno. I'm afraid we have no guest this week. It's just the two of us, and we shall chat for about, I don't know, an hour or two about Warframe.
Yeah.
Let's get into the thick of it then. Yeah. Starting, as we always do, with some emblems.
Yeah.
Oh, no, I didn't really consider how I could see the emblems. There's some emblems. They look nice.
Yours wins.
Okay. It's very small for me right now. I can't tell.
Oh, do you want me to make them bigger on the
thing? No. If I'm winning, I'm winning.
There you go.
Huzzah.
There you
go. Oh, I'm winning. Oh, I see. Oh, okay. Oh, that's an interesting symbol you have there.
Yeah. So, but yours wins because yours is actually like Warframe stuff. Mine's like some kind of Taurus, star sign shenanigans. I prefer yours.
Quite striking though, but yes, mine's quite good. I did like the detail on mine. It was quite good.
Right. Okay. So that's it for emblems. However, if you wish, my webcam's really low. Let me fix this by lowering my chair. My webcam. God. If you wish to have a chance at winning 75 platinum, unfortunately not 150. If you wish to have a chance of winning 75 platinum, please go into the description of this YouTube video and you'll find a link to a Google form where you'll see last week's emblems. You vote on which one you like the most for your platform of choice. Make sure you get your in-game name correct, because if you get it wrong, then potentially no one will win any platinum for that console. And you could win a platinum for yourself. I mean, 75 plat is not a small amount. I mean, what, that's 2, 3 even Warframe slots. And a truck ton of weapon slots. I could work it out, but I'm kind of sleepy face right now, so it's kind of difficult to work it out.
Yeah.
Loz is also very stoic in the face region. Very difficult to tell what's going on in his head. And yeah, so you've got till this coming Sunday to get your vote in. And I will be sending the winners on to DE on Monday. I have to make sure I do that because they put like time limits on the forms now. I think it's because a certain someone was taking the literal piss. Yep. I'm a terrible individual.
Someone has to not be lazy.
Someone has to remember. I'm totally
6 months worth of platinum. Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to put in.
If you wanted, I did offer that in some way. I think that I would do it if you want. But...
Yeah, sure. We'll get it sorted out.
Sure.
Anyway, right. So that's it.
But is this the first time with the platinum back?
This is the first time with the platinum back.
Why are you not making a big deal? So the platinum is back, y'all.
Because I did it last week.
Oh, so you did do it last week, right? I just asked, is this the first time with the platinum being back? And you said yes. Now you're lying to me.
No, this is the first platinum giveaway. This is week 2 of the first platinum giveaway.
Right. Okay.
Yes. So yes, we did do the fanfare last week. Apologies.
Did we? I don't remember that. Okay. So we're giving away 75 a week now, or
no? 75 every 2 weeks.
Right.
So okay. That's the new stipulation. I think it's because there's so many content creators now doing 150. Or 75 a week was just not viable for them, which makes perfect sense. I mean, you got to make sure they keep afloat.
Yeah, that old platinum factory doesn't produce that much platinum per day.
Yeah, people should buy more platinum.
Yep. Yes.
So we could give away more platinum.
The more platinum that is bought per week, the more free we can give away. Because that's how that works.
Yeah, if that... Oh, God, just imagine. Anyway, right, so moving...
So please visit the links in the description below if you would like to be in a chance to win some platinum.
Everyone should go for it. Seriously, if you're like, no, I don't need to do it. No, just go for it. Like, we're doing it for you, right? We're doing it for our community, and there are plenty of people that enter that don't even watch the bloody show. Anyway.
I love that I can remain emotionally stoic by just not moving now.
Yeah.
Just me glaring into your soul.
Oh, I thought you had a royal flush. I mean, it's got such a poker face there. Right, so moving on to Dojo Dusting. We're not entirely sure how this is going to impact LOZ writing down the time. LOZ writing down the time. Good try. Right, we're not quite sure how this is going to impact production for 10 o'clock. So recently, the UK has had a lot stricter rules and things to enforce the minimization of the spread for COVID-19. And Birmingham, where I live, has turned around and added even more restrictions. But as far as we can tell, these restrictions shouldn't prevent us from continuing as the current plan is. Like we've got episodes scheduled all the way up until November right now. I didn't want to go much further. Yeah.
For people's benefit, if they don't remember during lockdown, we had to reduce the topic that we did per episode so we could reduce the file size so that Xeno could actually upload it in a decent time.
Yeah.
Because now it's back to me uploading it, we can actually increase it. So hopefully we will stay on that, is what he's saying. But you're not doing it in a dramatic way. Do you not remember what it is called?
No.
The Rule of 6.
Oh, God. Yeah.
I decides these things. Don't forget the Rule of 6. It's like, it sounds like a Warframe patch to me.
to elaborate, basically, people can meet up as long as they're in groups smaller than 6 people. Otherwise, the police will be used to disband.
The Roz is going to come for you.
Yes, and fines will be handed out. If you want people to follow the law, just bloody fine people for not following it. So, as it stands...
But hopefully it should be fine.
Yeah, hopefully everything should be fine, should remain as is, but just heads up, it could go sideways quickly. I did even consider saying, why not... like postponing a week, and then I upload from work, which I could still go to, right? I just can't go to anyone else's house. I could go to work. Yeah. I could go to the pub, which they should close. I could go to a restaurant.
Go to the cinema.
Right? I could go to the cinema. Right?
Oh God, somebody's right next to me now. What are they doing? What is that person doing?
Standing there.
Wait.
And now you're at a castle. And now you're back.
Now I'm in a castle. I traveled to another dimension. I don't know. I wanted to check which side. I don't know which side I'm looking at. I assume they're on that side?
No, other side.
No, they're over there.
I think it's a Titania.
What? It's happened last time. It's like, why do people just stand there?
Anyway, right.
Shoo.
Yeah, I think that's it for Dojo Dusting. We shall now move on to the topics for the week.
They're probably like, oh, look at this person. I'll stand over there.
Why don't you move?
No. I picked this spot first. This is my spot.
Oh, yeah, because people can't, move, apparently. Right, so our topics for the week. Topic 1. Energy leeches should show a tether between you and them. And topic 2. If all arc weapons felt as good as the Mulsalon? I don't know what that is. Does. It might be a new one. The Gravimag wouldn't have been such a joke at launch. Interesting. We'll come back to that.
There was a meme about this gun. Apparently this gun is good. I didn't pick it because I've not tried it myself, but yeah.
We'll come back to this. Maybe we should spend some of this weekend playing Warframe. Right.
Oh, if mine would bloody work.
Right.
Bloody.
Energy leeches should show a tether between you and them. It's too easy to be leeched and never see what's sucking your energy dry. Showing a tether would help you be able to prioritize targets. An enemy that exists to ruin your fun shouldn't be able to hide so well.
No, I'm completely in agreement with this because telegraphing enemies that are doing things is so important. It's like the fire wave, the Fire Xmas. that you see the
Yeah.
fire wave coming out and affecting it. You can see it coming, you can react to it, you can block it, you can jump away. I don't think you can roll through it. I used to think you could, and I don't think you can.
You could.
But,
you used to be able to, and then you used to be able to jump over it, and now it's just like you have to hide behind something.
You have to hide behind something, or no, you can block it.
Oh yes,
you can block it. So if you have time to get your meta weapon out, and the same with the frost bubble Xmas. You can see that there is the frost bubble, there is the mob. It's easy to see it. The leech Xmas has always been one that's been just like a sneaky thing that would just hide impacts of mobs and have an effect on you. I can't even remember what the effect is now, but I remember at one point it was just like you would have to see that there was a purple thing around your feet to see that you were being leeched.
No, so there's two different.
No, ages ago, the older version.
Yeah, what you're thinking of, I think, is not the Leech Xmas. It's the the Ancients. I can't remember what the Ancients called.
Parasitic Xmas? No.
It's
siphoning.
No, I swear.
One of the Ancients, you say?
It's one of the Ancients, because there's 3 types of Ancients. There's the Toxic, Ancient Healer, and Disruptor? Yeah, Disruptor Ancient. Now, originally, this Disruptor, if it would touch you, right, it would just sap out all your energy. Now, how it works is, it itself does not sap your energy, but the number of enemies that are around you and it saps your energy, right? Unless they've changed it again. I mean, this was a big rework to how the Infested worked years and years ago. It was along with the fact that Toxics no longer left gas clouds because people thought that, it's a green, green energy, green gas cloud, green healing. Oh, I'm dead.
Oh, what's that? Can't stand next to the cryopod for the next 30 seconds. Why? Because I'll just die.
So the Leech Xmas, as far as I'm
according to the wiki,
Yep.
It says, not only does the Ancient Disruptor possess an aura that allows its nearby allies to drain Warframe energy with each attack, their own melee attacks have a 10% chance of dealing magnetic procs on players, draining the Warframe energy.
Yes.
Duration proc and temperature shield. So it doesn't drain, it doesn't have an aura of drain anymore. It gives an aura that lets units attack to drain.
I thought it was an aura that it would drain regardless of whether or not the enemies were attacking. So that's a good clarification. Thank you very much.
Casts an aura on itself and allies that one reduces damage received from... Oh, no, there's more of a detailed explanation here, so I thought I'd give the better one. Cast an aura itself and allies reduces damage received from Warframe powers by 90% and clarified radio attacks. This doesn't stack with multiple disruption auras. On hitting a Warframe, drains energy proportional to damage dealt, separate from magnetic proc. Reduces the duration of crowd control effects and certain income abilities by 75%. Oh, in this one, in this case, multiple ancient disruptors are stacked multiplicative. Oh, God. Oh, dearie me.
Now, I'm not entirely sure how the Leech Xmas units work, because I think they don't work on the ally presence. They are just an enemy that will drain your energy. I don't know if they have to hit you or just be in the area.
We will not fail and go, I think I remember it worked like this. So what it says for the wiki, energy leech parasitic units are capable of draining players' energy within 15 meters at a rate of 5 per second. Does not stack. These experts are commonly called combat units. Infested energy leech Xmas units, parasitic Xmas, common Xmas types. Yeah, no. Just 15-meter aura of 5 per second.
So was that 5% or 5 per second?
5 per second.
Right, okay. I kind of agree and don't agree with this, because at some point in time you need a deterrent to not stay in the missions all the time. I do feel that Leech Xmas units are part of that deterrent arsenal. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I feel that if you were to say, this is where the Leech Xmas is, I'm interested to know how much would that decrease their threat and then people can just stay in the missions for even longer. Right? So, I used to have to leave when it was wave 20, but now I can stay till wave 50 because I know where the parasitic Xmas units are. I just nuke them and then, not a problem anymore. That's the sort of concern I have, right? Obviously, I'm a bit detached from Warframe at the moment. I've not had to worry about it. Maybe with Steel Path, it's specifically a problem because those enemies are going to be a lot tougher. But and thus you need to weed them out faster. Maybe I would like to see different Xmas units, different enemies work in different ways for the Steel Path. So I'd be totally down for this in Steel Path, but not necessarily the regular gameplay. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, it seems okay, keeping it Steel Path. Yeah, I can see the advantage of that. Yeah.
Okay. Are there any other Xmas units that you particularly would like addressing in a similar way? I'm not entirely sure which other Xmas units there are.
Well, luckily I have the Warframe wiki page up. So you've got your Blitz. Blitz? Okay, Blitz. They do a seismic shockwave, energy leech / parasitic.
Yep.
Arson, caustic.
Yep.
Guardian.
Who's Guardian?
Restores shields of nearby allies.
Okay.
Don't see that enough.
No.
They're exclusive to Corpus.
So what is it? Just an Xmas shield drone?
Xmas units this type are usually MAORs, Oricandros, and Ospreys.
I don't think I've... Okay, maybe they just don't do enough, but I don't really remember.
You probably just went, oh look, another Osprey.
Dead.
Yeah. Then there's Arctic / Frozen, Leech / Sanguine, Shock, Venomous, and then that's it.
Wait. And what's Leech / Sanguine?
Life Leech weapon, enhanced health. The Leech Sanguines regenerate health by inflicting damage to enemies, easily absorbed by...
So they're vampiric?
Yes. Common in Grenier, but are not non-existent in Corpus.
But I think they're also in Infested.
Corrupted Xmas can also spawn. Infested Xmas units with Sanguine prefix instead of Leech.
Yeah.
Otherwise behave identical. This should not be mistaken for Energy Leech prefix noted above.
Interesting. Very, very interesting. Right.
Yeah, they love the word leech.
They do. Right.
Yeah.
So, yeah, to me, like, the only real threat one, the one that the nuclear deterrent, is the Energy Leech. Is to make sure that you're not there forever, I feel. I could be wrong.
Would you like a leech, an Eximus that has a 20-meter aura, and when you're in it, you can't jump?
I can't bullet jump or double jump, yes.
Yeah.
Not being able to jump, period, no.
Okay.
It's
so
like
you're just doing one normal jump, yeah?
Yeah. So like
you can't wall run.
You can't wall run. I'm gonna say you also can't slide either.
No, I'd give you slide.
No, I wouldn't.
No, because slide was one of the original one. Basically, I'm trying to kick you back into like parkour 2.0, 1.0 even, just for a bit of a fun joke. Because you could slide, and I don't think sliding's that great. God, how about you can't run as well? That'd be really cool. Gravity Xmas.
I'd be fine with a limitation on the sprinting, so you could only sprint for a short period.
Stamina bar returns to the game.
Yeah. What else would I like to see? The one thing that they could do is like an energy cap. So, for example, a different type of Xmas which caps your energy, right? And maybe it's worse with the higher level, or maybe it's just a static. You know, you lose.
Okay, so with these ones, you have to be very careful. So if I have, let's put some numbers to this. If I have an energy pool of 300, right?
Yeah.
And that's my maximum. How does I enter the aura or effect of this mob? Does it say, let's say it's 50%? Does it knock my pool down to 150, and as soon as I step out, it's still 150, or does it sort of lock away half my energy bar? So it's sort of like, though I can play with 150, but as soon as I step out, the other 150 comes back.
I was thinking, it caps it off at 150, but when you step out, you have to regain that energy back.
Ooh.
Because otherwise, if you kill them, then you
and when you
just get your energy back.
is it affected by maximum or the current energy that I have?
Oh, it should be affected by the maximum, not the current.
Right. Okay. So say again with my 300, it can knock me down to 150, but if I'm 150 or less, it basically has no effect on me apart from I can't increase beyond 150.
Exactly.
Okay.
Right.
Not too bad then.
I'm also wondering if they should be static numbers as opposed to, oh God,
percentages.
Yes, and whether or not the static number should be so it's still a variable static number, but it's the cost of your third ability. So you know how you've got like a 25 energy,
Yeah.
So
but
you can't.
I'm worried this one is going to be annoying, but not really anything you can do about it. Or I mean, maybe if it made it very obvious that the bubble, I should make it like a nullifier bubble, so it's very obvious there it is, and so people know not to go into it. Because I'm worried that people would just be annoyed by this and not really get much out of it.
Well, is this not the problem with the energy leech ones? They are annoyed by it, but
yeah, but that's the thing is, it's annoying, but it's just like the problem is more that the mob doesn't telegraph that it's there well. You don't go, okay, I can see. If let's say instead that Leech Xmas were covered in a purple flame, and that when you got within range, you saw a link between a fire between it and you, like like the snipers. You can tell when they're aiming at you because you see the red beam.
Yeah.
Imagine if it did that for the Leech Xmas when or Trinity's Link, for instance, when so you know that you're in range and you can spot it in a crowd because you see a burning purple mob. Then you can go, there is the Leech Xmas. I can shoot. I can now affect my gameplay. I can jump up on a wall so I stay away from it. I can shoot it at range, or I can now go, have I got enough energy to not care? Whereas your one, it just sort of, and when you go into it, you have to limit your amount of time. Whereas your one, it's like as soon as you go in, the effect just happens, no matter how much time or speed or skill it is, and you come out and you're like, okay. And if you step in and out of multiple, do you just lose all your energy?
Well, no, because it's based on the cap, isn't it?
So then it's just like, okay, so the goal would be just that everyone would use prime flow to increase their cap to maximum, and then ignore the function of it completely.
No. That's that again. That's why I was saying it should be a constant value, because it should be the cost of your third ability is what's left.
Yeah, so but that makes prime flow even better as a choice. Because
no. Because if you have 300 energy, it drops you down to 75. If you have 1,000 energy, it still drops you down to 75. Right?
I'm sorry.
It's a constant, right?
Oh no. So
not
when
a percentage.
I thought you meant a constant drop. You meant it drops to a constant.
Yes.
Yeah. When you see, I thought you meant that it would always drop by 75 from the total cap, but you meant down to. People are going to hate that. No. You're going to be crucified on the wall for that one, I'm afraid.
But is it a crucifixion that I will...
You'll be willing to bear because
yes.
you believe it would add something great to the game? Well, that's the choice you have to make. But I think in the comments, please let me know in the comments how bad this idea you think is Xeno's. Because everyone's going to be like, oh no, it stole all of my energy.
Well, it's not going to steal all of it.
Yeah, it's going to steal like 90% of people's energy.
It depends on the size of your energy pool. But what do you think of it? What?
No, it doesn't. No, literally, it doesn't depend on your size of your energy pool, you're saying.
No, you said 90%. 90% depends on the energy pool.
Oh, I get you. Yes, no, you're right.
Yeah. If you've got 150 energy, then it takes 50% of your energy. If you've got 300, it takes 3/4. Right? You'd have to have a fucking massive energy pool for it to take 90%. Sorry,
yeah, okay.
That's me being pedantic.
It steals a load of your energy, loads of it, and it's just mean, man. That's just
maybe it should be something that
Are you looking to make a new ladder fire? Is that what you're trying? Something that people will be whinging about for the next 40 years.
No, I'm trying to make more options as a nuclear deterrent, so that if this was introduced, right, there's a telegraph for the Leech Xmas unit, energy Leech Xmas unit, then that's fine because there are other threats out there. But to me personally, out of the list you've just gone through, this is the real threat, right? Not having any energy to do anything.
Threat or utter annoyance?
In late game, I'd say threat.
Hmm.
Because, like, you know...
And okay, so then, okay, let's work on this then. How does it apply the ability to you? Is it just an aura, or is it that the mob has to come in range and channel something up to do this to you? Because I think it would be fair, this mob, actually, thinking about it, it can have such a drastic effect on you where it takes almost all your energy, but and holds you at a cap so you can't go higher. But I think it should telegraph that attack well.
Yes, yeah, totally. To be honest, I actually quite like the infested way of, if there are other enemies around the ancient disruptor, when they hit you, they take a chunk of the energy off. So I'm wondering if that is the right way to take this energy capping the Xmas. So
What, it gives the aura to the nearby mobs?
Yes, and then when
No, that's terrible. That's terrible
Really?
because people won't. Yes, because people will enter a room, won't be able to see the mob, and then a mob next to them goes, "Nah, oh, I can't even do. You can't even see me." Like, just taps,
I was also going to have it so that instead of it just doing it all in one go, it would actually like whittle away at it. So again, maybe that.
Oh, it's a stacking debuff.
Yeah, so maybe it could be like set 5% up until you hit that top end cap. So 5% of your energy gets knocked down until you hit that top end cap, and yeah, that's what I'm potentially thinking. Alternatively,
something here, but yeah.
Alternatively, I'm definitely down for sort of like the Scrambus and the combo where it radiates a wave of, you know, this is the area in which you will get capped, and it will start, it will whittle away at your energy, but probably again like 5% per second until you hit that cap.
Fair. There's some idea there. I think, you might need a little bit more work, but yeah. But let's go back to the original topic. How do you think that they're asking for leeches to show a tether between you and them? Do you think just a tether is enough?
I think it should be like the sniper units where it's a little line. It's not the complete line. Actually, do snipers do the complete line? They don't, do they?
Yeah, they do.
Do they?
Yeah, it's a laser pen.
No, but it's a okay, fine. It's a laser pen pointing at you, but is it from where you are to where they are?
Yeah.
Or is it like, oh, it's basically an arrow pointing in the direction?
No, it's a straight beam the whole way. Laser pen.
I would personally prefer.
You're asking as if it's like a zone the enders. The enemy is in this direction.
Yeah.
No. It's a.
I swear there is something that does that, but again, I might just be imagining.
I would like to see more.
But I would do.
I love when they added it. It's a very simple way for a player to go, oh, that mob is doing something to me. I wonder if I should break line of sight. Oh, look, it stopped. Okay.
Yeah. I would do something where, again, it would be like a little line, sort of like a laser, like, I don't know, maybe energy just starts flowing in that direction from you.
Yeah.
So, right. So what's his name? Samaris. In a mission where you've got a Samaris target, you put on the scanner, you see those little wavy bits. Yeah? Half of that wavy bit is blue. Right? Oh, wait, that's the tail end. Sorry. I mean, basically, you have a wavy bit coming from you going in the direction of where the parasite is. And it will be constant, right? So it's not... so it doesn't, like... phase in and out. It's just a constant, this is a beam pointing in the direction of where the parasite, the energy leech Xmas is.
Yeah, I think that's good. Yeah. Yep. Directional, constant, obvious. Nice. Yeah.
Cool.
Let's go to replies.
Yep.
So, agreed. At least the nullifiers have a giant bubble around them, flagging them as, please come kill me! Yeah. I think nullifiers have iterated many times. When was the last time we saw a nullifier topic? I don't see
a long time ago
about them now. Yeah, they're fair now. I mean, anyone who whinges now is just whinge. There's multiple ways to deal with them. They don't just spawn. They have to deploy their bubble. They don't just adjust through walls and things for the height of the room they're in. It's just so much on that they've been iterated on. So yeah, I'd love to see something like that. Next point. I once thought of a solution to them, such as they are enemies that are immune to ability and the behavior change based on energy spent. Enemies affected by them receive 50% of ability damage, and when leeches die, they return energy as half energy, half health. It's a bit of a
Sorry,
confusing
what?
thing. So first of all, their behavior changes based on the energy spent. I can see this being an interesting thing. So imagine if there are a mob in a pack that's quite docile, not even very aggressive towards
Yeah.
you, might even stay away. But as you spend energy, it then eats energy and becomes aggressive at you.
So you aggro the target.
So yeah, it's not really a threat unless you spend a lot of energy, and then it just goes mental at you. I kind of like that part of it. Something you can play
Oh,
on
so
that.
it doesn't have the energy leech at all.
No,
Right, but it gets. Oh, I don't know. But then But would it
could you
then
imagine though?
still have a
You could.
telegraph?
Well, yeah, you could have it that it's sort of like quite calm, and then after you spend too much energy, it starts screaming at you, and well, then the leech comes into effect. And could you imagine if you're in a pack of mobs and you just ignore them for a bit, and it builds up to there's like 4 of them sitting in the corner, and then you spend enough energy, and they all go mental at once and start running at you? That could be kind of cool.
It could be kind of cool, but my concern is if you telegraph where these energy leech 2.0s are, right, then, you're just going to make sure they're dead first.
No, but if they... Oh, hang on. Just plug on my headset.
Oh, by the way, Loz turned off his hands.
Oh, what?
You turned off your hands.
Oh, for now.
Yeah.
We will iterate on that. It'll take time, but we'll... next job will be trying... VR chat. We'll see if that can get a go. If I can get some models. Might not be wearing this skin, but we'll see. Anyway, I was saying, no, make them that they're incredibly armored in their docile state. So you might just ignore them for a bit.
Yeah.
And then that they become their armor pops. I'm like a little infested turtle that just sort of sits there. It doesn't even attack you much. And they sit in the corner. And so you could have tried to attack it.
Well,
But
it has to be an existing unit.
Huh?
It's an Xmas. It has to be an existing unit.
Well, yeah, okay. Well, you could put a graphic on it, where there's like armor plates that are like sitting on it.
I'm actually wondering.
But then when you annoy it, the armor pops off or pushes away, so then you can do easier damage to it. But it's more aggressive.
Yeah, so I'm wondering. Do you remember when they were going to make the Xmas units harder, and they put those little doodads on them?
Oh yeah, you mean the fact that the thing that they said that they tried, everyone whinged about, and is now just a thing for the glass units.
Yeah, so I'm wondering,
And it's not even that bad.
As a visual, you just put like little tendrils or whatever on the actual, like maybe Grenier or Corpus or Infested. They have different things, but you just start slapping crap all over the actual enemy, and then like, oh yeah, that's a bad one.
Maybe, yeah. Then the next bit of this suggestion says enemies affected by them receive 50% of ability damage. So I assume that means based on the amount of damage you do, they then aura into nearby mobs. It's very confusing. And then the last bit is that when you kill the leech, half the energy comes back as energy and half comes back as health. I'm like, okay.
I don't like that.
No. Next idea. Honestly, if they just required line of sight, that'd be enough for me. Fair.
No.
We have to have line of sight now with loads of our mobs. I think it'd be fair if the mobs are the same.
But these these are exclusively melee range mobs. They have to get in range of you. So a 15-meter range is quite small. I mean, hell, it's what people whinge about with the vacuum mod. So I'm fine without it line of sight.
Okay. In addition to this, change the drain so it starts slow and then gets faster over time. So if you react to the tether quickly, you can kill the leech before much energy is drained. Alternatively, have them give back the energy stolen on death.
No.
I like the ramping up idea.
I don't, because again, this is diminishing the threat. Like, to me, either
Well, I would much prefer a drain which is very powerful but has like a 2-second wind up.
Then why bother?
Because you've got time to go, oh, there's a mob within range. And in my mind, by the way, just to put
2 seconds is enough to react?
Yeah, because if there's when I'm talking about this, I will also say that in my mind we are definitely implementing your suggestion of the pulsing tether that is like the Cephalon Samaris thing. That's baseline. I want that baseline, right? And then on top of that, it's a very strong drain, but it takes a second for it to apply. So you see it ramping up, maybe.
I feel that people will turn around and just say like, "Oh, the time is not enough. The time is not enough."
We can play with it, yeah. Anyway, but what about the alternative? Have them give back the energy they stole on death. Okay. Next, there's 3 left to do. I agree. I was doing survival with Sarin. I wanted to cast miasma to keep the spores going, but turned out my energy was already drained. Then I had to quickly get to the last infected, which died seconds before I pulled the trigger.
It's the last thing that had miasma on it.
Okay.
Yeah. So you could then spread the spores further, so on and so forth.
Oh, that's just part of the game. I mean,
yeah, but I mean, again, like this is what I'm trying to say is like, to me, Leech, like, you don't leave an infested mission because they're hard to kill. You don't leave an infested mission because you're being overwhelmed. You leave because you have no energy.
Right.
That's, to me, that, like, this is what I mean by it's the nuclear deterrent. It's because the enemies the factions that have this, especially the infested, they aren't any threat. So if you took away this threat, you know, you'd be there for fucking days. Just go, oh yeah, it's infested. They need a trump card.
Fair.
Well, actually, no. I feel they need multiple trump cards, but tame them. So, like, I'm down for this whole telegraphing thing if there was another alternative that to watch out for.
So, you think this ability is strong to the point in telegraphing, and then you want to replace it with an even stronger ability that's not
replace, add.
You want to add another ability, which then will be the next thing that people complain about because it's not telegraphed and is the nuclear button. It's like, oh, well.
No, it will be telegraphed.
Right, okay. Just want to say, because...
Yeah, I want to, just to confirm, I'm fine for telegraphing this if there are other telegraphed nuclear options. Yeah?
Weird on your nuclear option. Anyway, seriously, damn near every Xmas unit that has an area effect puts some sort of visual cue on our frames or gives off a sound, like the auras that Arson and Arctic give. But the only way to know that the energy leech is nearby is when you realize you can't use an ability because your energy is gone.
I think there's actually a silhouette around your character, but it's too faint. It's too weak.
What about a UI HUD thing? That showed you being drained.
No, I'd be down for something around your warframe.
Yeah.
Because that's where they've put the most of their user experiences. Like, you're looking at the dead center of the screen, or, you know, slightly to the left or right. The alternative is a sound, an audio cue, because typically a lot of the information is either in the top right hand corner and you're just like, what? Or, you know, you're looking in the bottom. No, it is just the top right hand corner. Sorry. And that is one of the areas of a monitor that no one looks at because heat maps and shit like that. I think either it needs to be around the warframe or an audio cue.
And the last one is, even if it was something along the lines of how the infested nodes in Demos pulses to other nodes in the bounty missions, would be a huge addition to the game instead of clouding the screen with more visual traffic.
So, you know what this is referring to?
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. So that's it.
You can explain for the... Well, I suppose everyone will probably know, yeah. Right, yeah, that's it for that topic. I think we all agreed there that Tether would be good. And there's other things maybe they could do around with Xmas's to make them a bit more fun and interesting.
Yep.
Cool. Let us move on to topic 2.
Right, so moving on to topic 2. I don't even know what this gun is. I'll probably ask Loz to go on the wiki and find out.
I've not got this gun yet, but
Neither
I've seen it's an Arcwing gun, and I'm like, oh, an Arcwing gun. Can I buy it? And see if I can just burn platinum at this gun.
If all weapons felt as good as the Mucilon, Mausolon, yeah, whatever, does, the Gravamag wouldn't have been such a joke at launch. The Mausolon, whatever, feels amazing. Heavy machine gun. You don't need to reload it much. Does relevant. Oh god, hiccups. Does relevant damage in high amounts in an AoE. It would actually feel good to call down other art guns if they felt like the Mausolon, I don't know, does. And it's not just strength. The sound is just a joy to use. It's just a joy to use. Please don't nerf it. If anything, make the other art guns feel as good as this, as it does.
Oh,
Yep.
fact. You keep talking.
Right. I feel that, again, the whole argument of Arcwing needs some TLC. I feel that I don't like the fact that art guns have been relegated to just being a, what's the name of the thing, Loz? Gear item.
Gimmick.
Yeah, a gimmick, right? I don't.
Gear item, gimmick.
Yeah, I don't like that. It's not fair to them. You know, I really like the idea of having, you know, you take an art gun or you take a primary and secondary. I really like that idea. You know, movement and things would still have to be the same, but big whoop-de frickin' do. It's not the end of the world. The light's coming in through my curtains. I can see my hat is like blinding people. I also don't know why there's weird time limits, weird cooldowns. Yeah, there's a lot of questions behind why art guns brought into the main game were done in such a way. I don't. Have you found the weapon?
Oh yeah, I have the weapon. Yeah, no, I was actually going to ask. You know how we had that thing on screen for the Necromech one topic we had a while back?
No.
Well, we were talking about Necromechs before they came out, and
Yeah.
I found you a picture so you could put it on screen for people to look at.
Yeah.
I've put a 7th meme in the meme box. I don't know if you can get that on screen for people as a bonus meme for this topic.
Bonus.
By the way, my
No,
Nimbus
I've only
screenshot.
got 6.
Oh, hang on. Oh,
You talk.
well, I just so people know, if I've not had this weapon yet. So this weapon is acquired from when you finish getting your Necromech. It's basically like a Necromech's rifle. Oh god, what have I done? What have I done? No, I'm ruining this thing. Wait, saving a copy. Hang on, need to fix this myself. I'm trying to do 2 things at once.
Don't do 2 things at once. Do 1 thing at once.
My Nimbus screenshot, by the way, seems broken. So this is what I use to take the meme pictures with. I think I fixed that one there. But we'll see when we get to the memes this week how everything seems busted. But oh well. So yes, it does seem an interesting weapon because it's you acquire it from finishing your Voidrig Necromech. It does. I suppose it is really telling about how my Warframe installs.
Do you want me to display this now, or do you want me to display it later?
No, put it on screen now. It's a bonus meme, but it's a topic meme, so it doesn't count. It doesn't count in your double memes. You're gonna get your double memes at a different point, but it counts as a little bonus meme joke. There we go. Oh no, can you? You might need to update. Oh, hang on, it's not uploading. Wait, I've fixed the picture because it. Come on, Dropbox. You can do it, Dropbox.
How do you feel about art guns in the game, Loz?
We need to fix this picture, man. We need to fix this picture. No, I love arc guns in the game. I want more of them, which is always the important thing. However, I hated the way that they were done from the implementation. I wanted them to be what they were originally going to say, where it was going to be your rifle and your pistol slot.
It's the same thing I was saying. Yeah.
Yeah. Is that what you said? Sorry, I was doing the thing. Why? I don't get why this isn't uploading, but it would fix the image. I'll let you know when it's done. So yeah, If they've, I can't wait to give this one a go, because if people feel it feels meaty and properly a heavy weapon, that's kind of cool. But do you buff all the other weapons, or do you just? Well, no, you shouldn't nerf this one, in my opinion. But do you just leave the other ones, or do you buff them? What do you think?
I feel that I dislike the fact that a lot of the Warframe community has the attitude of, oh, just buff everything else, don't bother nerfing the one thing. Like, it depends on the scenario, because with Trinity, you literally couldn't buff the other healers because Trinity was the top dog. Trinity could do anything and everything. She was the omni healer, right? But so the only way to make the other Warframes viable, the other healers viable, was to bring Trinity down, to lower the goalpost. Right? Are you sure you fixed it?
I think I did.
Okay, I'm just gonna assume you did. Right. So Virgin Imperator.
Oh, is it now cut off the bottom though? I think. Damn it.
I don't think it has. It's just, I think our webcams are in the way. Raise it up. The top. 200 bullets in a magazine, impact focused. 300 bullets in a magazine, slash and fire focused. Interesting.
There is more. I think I have cut it off. Hang on.
Oh my god.
I'm not going to update the picture. But yeah.
Yeah. So
it's more the joke about that you got the Chad versus Virgin Beam, and it's like, this gun is just better. That was the key point.
So yes, I don't like the fact that a lot of the Warframe community is buff everything. Trinity needed to be brought down because there's literally nothing you could do to the other Warframes to make them viable.
Yeah.
I feel that in a scenario where realistically there is no reason to ever want to use an arc gun over your standard primary and secondary, I feel, yes, they need to buff the arc guns, because these things are on a timer. They're on a cooldown.
I hate that.
They have limited ammo, so on and so forth. I really feel they need to buff all of them, because if it's going to be a super weapon, then with a cooldown, then either that or get rid of the bloody cooldown. Honestly, I'm interested to know, I feel that they should have brought the other weapons, so they should have brought in arc guns like they originally said, and they just keep the movement system as is. Don't be worried about how but it looks silly that you're bullet jumping with an arc gun. Well, it looks silly doing all the weird kicks and backflips and all that shit with a bloody bug, but you still did it.
Yeah, I agree. I completely agree with you on this. I hate the fact that these guns were butchered in concept and implementation for one fight in the game. It was, and they've kept that. And now instead of fixing them and just changing it and just letting you have that bloody gun the whole time, no. Now everything has to be sort of fudged and fixed around this concept, which exists for one bloody fight. I was like, oh yeah, let's make the arc guns be the ones to take down Profit Taker. Right, okay, how about the next fight? Oh no, you don't need them for that fight. Why? What was the point? I thought you were having a concept here. No. We've got that one fight, and now the entire game for all time is going to be based off of how we implemented one fight. And why? Because the arc guns were coming out at the same time as Profit Taker. Because that's how it always works. If content is coming out together, it must be ham-fistedly smashed together and linked together, and then that's it.
No, I honestly feel that a lot of the concern was, I reckon that, I could be wrong, but I reckon that there was a pushback from the community saying that they didn't like how
you had to give up something. I want more power, not less, or not a trade-off.
I also feel that people would have said, oh well, why did I spend all this time leveling up this, or there's not enough mods for arc guns, when we have all these options.
But those things can be played with later. This one can't. There's nothing. You have to work everything around them. You can't. there's no way they can, but unless they really butchered it to like reduce the timer or whatever. It's just like the timer and these additional concepts are so stupid. But let me so I just do the comparison, by the way, this Imperator versus Mousalon, the meme, just so people know. So 200 bullets for the Imperator, 300 bullets for the Mousalon. Impact focused Imperator. It says slash and fire, but it's actually puncture and fire, which is pretty good for the Mousalon. Imperator, 50 base damage. Mousalon, do you want to take a guess?
500?
120 base damage.
Yeah.
Imperator, low crit and stat chance. Mousalon, decent crit and stat chance. Imperator, 50 accuracy. Mousalon, 80 accuracy. So like, they have just produced a straight out better weapon. And it's like, but why?
No question. Just do. Just do. Yeah.
Just do.
Just do.
It does make me on some way sad, because it means that the other weapons just right, but it's also because of the way this weapon is acquired. If this was like an end game weapon, let's say you had to go farm bits from Pluto, the Void, and the end of Railjack, it would be like an interesting thing to be then, okay, it's top tier. No, this is what you just get from when you build your Necromech on Mars. Well, no, sorry, Demos, which is basically just an offshoot of Mars. You're not even halfway through the star chart by then.
Okay, so I'm thinking, I've harped on about, they should allow us to do arc guns instead of primaries and secondaries. I've harped on about that enough, right? Fuck it. Innovation time. We're gonna innovate, Loz. I say, don't do what I want. Don't do what is implemented. Allow us to equip a heavy weapon, right? This will be the 4th weapon you can take with you. And to change the controls, if you tap by default F, you swap between primary and secondary. Keep that in. If you hold F, you swap to your melee. Change that to a radial menu. You hold it, a radial menu appears, and then you can choose which of the 4 weapons you want to swap to. So you could choose to swap to melee.
No, I'm still against. I can see what you're saying, and that is a better way of doing it, and that is a sensible way of having a weapon swap wheel for these things. It's basically, I can see that way. It's pretty straightforward. You hold, and then when you got the wheel up, you hold forward for the top, back for the down, left and right, whatever. Yeah, you can pick your different weapons. Makes sense. But I still am not happy with the fact that it's just a bolt-on. I think make people make the choice that either they can have it. If you how about you can have that, the system, or you can just keep the current Arcwing deployer on a timer, or I can choose to get rid of my primary and secondary and just bring an arc gun and have it permanently out. And anytime I pick ammo up, maybe after there's a mod slot for it as well, I can just have ammo mutation and I can just turn any ammo into Arcwing ammo. I would take that. I would probably never take, in my optical, which I love so much, I would never take probably a primary weapon again. I would just have an arc gun and you'd be the Arcwing guy, and then you can address like, okay, so how much damage is the arc gun doing? By bolting it on, and that's why this Mousalon is being like, oh, it's so amazing and it's so powerful, because it actually made a powerful gun. Whereas all the other guns, they were simply bolted into the game and then given no purpose, no point, beyond one fight. Literally, what is the point of an arc gun in a mission that is not Profit Taker?
Oh, actually, I find that in some scenarios, an arc gun, like the damage on arc guns, I think doesn't interact properly with some of the armors and shit like this. So you'll have an arc gun, and like it can do more damage to specific armor types that technically it shouldn't. Yeah, so when so the gameplay footage earlier was the Steel Path mode of Deimos, right? When you saw more of the spine bastards than the sun. And I think at one point in time, I swapped from... Like, I was going through a bunch of weapons before I started recording. And I ended up on the Tonkor. And what was the secondary I took? I can't remember what the secondary weapon was I took. And I was just like, I can't deal enough damage to these spiny bastards. And ultimately, I went, what if I try the arc gun? And the arc gun it wasn't doing as much damage as the Toncore, but it was doing much higher DPS because it was peppering the fuckers, right? With shit tons of and it was just like, this is so much better. But the second I got on my Arcwing, the fucking gun went away, didn't it?
Yeah.
Right? And I couldn't get it back out because it was on a cooldown. I feel that though I am 100% on board with you, I think our community would want the 4 weapons. I think the Warframe community definitely wants.
Oh no, you can't.
The 4
That's
weapons.
it. No, you can't. You can't take it away anymore.
Yeah.
No, it's not a thing of if what they want is that it doesn't matter because people will whinge moan anything instead of okay, if they were going to go with the whole concept of these are for, because that's what the Prophet Taker fight showed, is that it was supposed to be like a heavy weapon you're bringing because it was able to break through the heavier armor of Prophet Taker. Then they should have made other bosses also use similar mechanics from now on. It's going to be the boss fighting weapon. There's going to be a section or a part or something that makes it easier if you bring your arc gun. Instead, they just abandoned the concept. Rope-a-dope-a-list? No.
Yeah.
Exploiter? No. Change of Eidolons? No.
I think realistically, I feel that this should be sort of like it with maybe Damage 3.0. There should be 2 different types or armor should be damaged in 2 different ways. So it's like maybe it's strong against regular weapons but weak against Arcwing weapons, and vice versa. Like StarCraft 2 did this. Like the armor worked in different ways depending on what enemies were interacting with them. So like you could
but we already have that in Warframe. But that's the
Do we have that in Warframe?
Already runs. Yes. If you're using fire damage against fossilized it does this much damage.
No, but
what you actually want to suggest, which I think would be better, is a secondary health bar for bosses, which works in some RPGs and games called a break gauge. And what the break gauge does is,
Sekiro has this.
Yes, so it puts that. So this weapon, being a big, heavy, bigger gun, can force the mob into a weaker state for a certain amount of time. So it has a secondary gauge, which isn't its health. It's like extra armor, or it's like it's a resolve or whatever. And this wears it down. It either it suppresses the mob,
or whatever.
It staggers it, yeah. So it gives the gun a function. And yeah, it might be that you have to shoot with the arc gun on different mobs, maybe in certain areas, or you just some of them you just shoot at it for a while, and then after a while you can even make it that the break gauge becomes locked after so many attempts, or it has a cooldown or diminishing returns, or there's loads of different ways. So you can have each mob has a different way its break gauge behaves, but sometimes you might want to break a mob. Other times it's kind of an option. You might want to break the mob, but you can deal without it. So that way there's different ways of doing it. But that way it gives the weapon a niche. I remember years ago I used to whinge about weapon niches all the time. But that's the kind of thing you want to do.
I'm down for that. I think
so. Sekiro has that, does it?
Yeah. So with Sekiro,
how's it done in Sekiro?
So there's a couple of ways of building up the break gauge. One is dealing damage. 2 is parrying their attack. What you do is you break their stance, and when you break their stance, they're vulnerable to like a one-shot kill. But if they're how they clear off the break gauge is dependent on how much health the enemy has. So if they're at full health, then the break gauge will recover for the enemy quite quickly. But if they're on like a lower health, then their break gauge will break quite. So some enemies you really have to focus on just killing them just with slashes. Other enemies you have to focus on killing via the break gauge. That's mostly on bosses.
I assume you have to balance between both of them.
Yeah, exactly. Like it's mostly on the bosses and things I love Sekiro. I'm gonna put a link in the description below for PlayFrame, which I think is a spin-off of name of the Extra Credit, because I think it's like 2 of the guys from Extra Credit. Actually, I think it's the whole team from Extra Credit that they're playing Sekiro and things like that. I advise, if you're interested in Sekiro, go watch that. Do not play the game for yourself because it will destroy you. It's evil. It is evil incarnate. This is where people turn around and say, I completed Sekiro in like 20 minutes. I'm like, oh,
get good. Get good, scrub. Get good. Oh, if you found that boss hard, and yo, wait till you see Poop Demon. Sorry, linking memes. Get good. Sorry. Yes, no. Yeah, there's some of these harder games. They're not for everyone, but they
Yeah.
are nice to experience, and
Yeah.
sometimes it's better just to watch it. We
So
can't all be good at these games.
I'm certainly interested in this whole break gauge thing. It's a very good idea.
But you see how that would give the art guns a unique thing to them?
Yes, but I also think that there needs to be availability for dealing with bosses. Like the art guns should not become mandatory.
No,
right?
of course. No, but even with a break gauge thing, you could always deal with it without.
Yes,
You know.
and I think that all bosses should have a break gauge, even if you cannot necessarily access the break gauge until you have completed like the limbo theorem, which I think is where you get Arcwing.
I mean, you could
Or
make it that
before
other
that, but
weapons
yeah.
contribute to it. I mean, some you could even make it,
Yes.
I suppose.
Yeah.
There's a few bosses which take equal damage from normal weapons and art guns, but you could just make it that when you get to a certain point, bosses, after you get to the Limbo Theorem and beyond, bosses from there on are primarily the break gauge will be interacted by only by art guns.
I'm putting in a question for art gun or primary and secondary versus all four weapons. Because I'm interested to know where our community stands. I'm
I know you said our community, but I thought you said arc immunity.
our community.
Our community.
But I mean, again, I don't think that the legs of the Prophet Taker should be immune to regular weapon fire. But I think that would be a brilliant instance of the shit. What did you call it? We've said it.
Our community?
No. The
break gauge.
Thank you, the break gauge. I was like, break bar? No, it wasn't a double alliteration. Fuck, what was it called? Yeah, so the break gauge. That would be a brilliant instance of the break gauge, wouldn't it? Because she literally falls over.
Exactly. Yeah.
Anyway, right. I think we should move on to the replies.
Sure. Let me just click over here for a second and have a look over. I don't need to put time down. Right. There we go. Okay. First reply. I was also hyped for the Cortege. That is that also one in this? Which one's that?
Mm-hmm.
The Cortege is an Orokin era created by Untrati, a flamethrower-like art gun that builds charge on kills and is used on turn to fire trio grenades that leave lingering flames. Oh, it's another necromet gun. Okay. I've had problems with my Warframe install, so I haven't been able to catch up on these. But I was honestly expecting a melter gun type weapon, but all we got was a worse Larkspur. The grenades are nice, but the feel of the weapon doesn't compare. That's fair enough. The Larkspur, I feel, was a very good art gun as well, but
I don't think I've leveled it up.
Oh, I love the art of the Larkspur. It's that is fun to play with. So it's not that powerful, but it's fun to play with. Velocitus needs serious buffs to make it usable on things that aren't Prophet Taker. The stagger is obnoxious. It has very little extra ammo, and the punch too seems bugged. This is the thing. I would stop saying this thing. I would love a weapon pass on all art guns, and the Velocitus should be turned into a sniper rifle.
Yes.
It's supposed to be a sniper rifle. It clearly is supposed to be a sniper rifle.
Does it still have the travel time, or did they take that away?
I think it's still got travel time. Let's see, is that actually a thing on the wiki? Does it list if it's hit scan or not? I don't know if it says on the wiki if things are hit scan or not used the wiki in a while.
It probably
should. I don't think I think it has travel time.
Okay, next. Yeah. Again, everything needs a bloody pass on art guns. But I think if art guns were made readily available, people would actually start using them more. And then there's warrant for a pass, and I'm 100% on board.
Yeah. It's not even about the damage. The effects and the overall feel of the gun is great. Imperative Vandal is still a better gun in terms of DPS, but because it goes brrr, it feels terrible. I believe the fact the Imperator is the default Arcwing gun, and there is no way a new player can replace it until much later on, at which point they already did all Arcwing missions, is the reason everyone hates Arcwing in general.
I disagree entirely.
Why?
Because you can replace the art gun weapons with syndicates without ever having to do Arcwing, right? I would have agreed with you
Yeah, I'm shocked
initially,
by that. Yeah.
right? I would agree. Maybe this person played Arkwing when it first came out, but is got all the weapons and everything, but does not know that the weapons move to the syndicates, which I completely understand and appreciate. But now that you can get the weapons without ever having to do Arkwing, I don't agree with that sentiment. I think the reason why Arkwing has not done nearly as well as one, Sharkwing. People have been burnt by Sharkwing. I completely appreciate that. The limited number of mission types, the lack of cohesion between regular play and Arkwing play. And like the Jordas Golem fight where you go from regular mission into an Arkwing mission. Like there should have been more of that. They did talk about that for the longest time ever, but it just hasn't happened. And I think it's because Arkwing just hasn't picked up, and I completely appreciate that. But there's no mandatory elements for Arkwing, right? There's no you have to do Arkwing, right? Why in the open worlds aren't there any enemies that you have to Arkwing fight, right? I think we spoke about it before. Like it would be cool if there was a Ropodopolist in Plains of Eidolon, but you can't attack it from beneath.
Yes,
you have,
But that's the problem with Arkwing is the lack of commitment. It's the same with Sharkwing. It's a half-finished concept. There's no full Sharkwing mission. There's no Sharkwing boss. There should have been a Sharkwing boss. There's no, I would love to see it, Sharkwing open world or whatever. And the same thing on the plains. It's like, yes, you can Arkwing, but because of the way the mobs work, you just get knocked off. Like you get swatted out.
Knocked down. You can't get up again. You're on the floor, knocked down. Sorry.
Because you're just gonna get knocked down because it keeps going on. No, I can't even sing it. Yeah, so yeah, you just get swatted out of the air by a slight breeze, and then you're knocked down. It just feels there's no point from engaging mobs in Arkwing. I mean, maybe they're worried that people would be able to abuse the game too much. I doubt it. It's never been finished, and thus there's no reason to use it beyond a half-finished concept of just movement. It's only allowed. That's the only place they allow Arkwing to have any use is just to move from A to B. They never give it content that's like, oh, you have to use Arkwing for this, or it's optimal to use Arkwing for this. It's always just get from A to B, then just get rid of it. It's so annoying. They just never commit to it. The same with Sharkwing. Just like give us a full Sharkwing mission. Make it a quest. Make it, put interesting enemies in there. Put now that you can actually blink underwater, I do believe.
Can you?
I think so. I would check right now. I'm pretty sure that because that was the only thing that Sharkwing was missing. Because there's no boost anymore. There's no afterburners, is there?
Yeah, there isn't. No, no, there is. Oh shit. No, you're right. No, there isn't. There isn't any
There's no afterburners. Yeah, and that's what Sharkwing needed was an afterburner mode. But I think now with Blink, which I'm pretty sure you can use underwater, because I'm sure it's just one movement system for all of Arkwing these days.
Michelle, I think, and I ended up doing a topic about the Heart of Deimos a couple of framecasts ago, and one of the things I said is I'd like to see a submerged open world for Uranus where you are using your railjack to effectively travel around, and the railjack is sort of like slow, and what you can do is you command it to go over into this location and take your sweet ass time getting there. Then you get out in your Arkwing with the whole you can travel like normal in Sharkwing because the game fucking needs it. You go to do like an underground tunnel thing. You do your mission. You come back and you find out that your railjack has arrived at the destination. It's you do sort of so you've got effectively this mobile base going around sort of thing. That was a suggestion that was an idea concept for a open world underwater thing, and I think it would actually be really good.
Interesting. Right, and let's go. The R guns basically felt like you were getting a downgrade to use them, and they weren't fun enough to make up for it. On release, we had pretty much no reason other than Jordas to even get a decent R gun, since there were so few missions, and the ones we had were absolutely awful to play.
Agreed.
I still don't think you have a reason now. It's like it's just a joke. You could just use your normal guns. There's no reason. There's no niche for it.
Yeah.
And last of all, Can't say I agree at all. Larkspur is the Ignis on steroids and feels great. Gravmag was a joke on launch because Arcwing things have such negative connotation in general. Yeah, fair enough. I guess the Larkspur is good, but I doubt that you could really. I mean, you say like the Larkspur is Ignis on steroids. If I am wrong, please do correct me in the comments. As someone saying, no, look, I can reach 3 billion damage per second with the Larkspur, but only 2.5 with the Ignis. If this is true, let me know. But I would bet good money that the Ignis Wraith on with a equally good Riven mod in each, I think the Ignis Wraith is probably going to win. Yeah, maybe I'm completely ignorant on this. I will hold my hands up and say, yep. Well, I won't hold my hands up because they'll flare and break. But you know what I mean. Yeah,
Yep.
So I'm happy to be proven wrong. But from my understanding, I don't believe that any art gun could compete with the capacity that any normal gun could. Really, just ain't got the mods. Right, that's it for that topic. Let us move on.
Cool. What do we do now?
I don't know. What
Is it
does
the
it mean? I
graphs?
mean, yeah,
It's graphs. We gotta do the graphs, Loz.
yeah.
Gotta do them. Right, so we asked a bunch of questions last week. I've got the graphs in front of me. Loz has the graphs in front of him.
Loz is looking at times, but yes, Loz is
And our first card from last week, or our first poll from last week, is: do you get overwhelmed by the number of mods in game? So this I can't remember what brought this about.
No, I saw people talking about it, but yeah.
So, but we ended up talking about a bunch of this, and like, yeah, so 33%. So, oh god, it's just changed. As in, someone's just made some votes. Cool. So, my numbers probably are slightly off. So, 30 people responded. 33% said yes, while 37% said no. 67. Sorry. Yes, good point. 67% said no. Wow. I'm honestly surprised that, like, to me, that would indicate
maybe we use too strong a word with overwhelmed.
Maybe.
But I would feel that there is. I don't compared to when the mod pool was smaller. I felt much more had a grasp on the whole mod collection. Mainly now with set mods as well. I don't feel I've got a. Maybe we should have asked. Maybe do you use set mods much? Maybe it would have been a more interesting thing.
Well, the point to me was that there are so many mods in the game. Like, you know, maybe I just asked the wrong question, but
yeah, I mean, because I think if you asked me 3 years ago, I probably could have named every rifle mod in the game. For instance, I don't think I could do that now. I think I'd be lost. I'd be like, just, yeah. And you could tell me some of the set mods or one part of some of the sets, and I wouldn't be able to tell you if that was the part on the rifle, the pistol, or the companion. You know.
Yeah. So let's move on to the next one.
Yep.
Right. So the second poll we asked is: should you be able to build new mods out of existing mods? Right.
I don't remember this topic at all.
Well, I don't know. Maybe this was stemmed off of something else, but so. Again, we were talking about, was it the status mods? Originally, the status mods were garbage, and I thought, oh well, what if you could actually...
yes.
Cool,
oh right. yes.
Yeah, right. So 10% said no, 23% said yes for all mods, right? So you should be able to construct all mods. 27% said that they didn't care, which would indicate to me that you know they've got the mods they want, they just don't care about it. And 40% said yes, but only the combination mods. So I thought of putting in that as an option. So things like, the elemental status mods would be one of them, right? Yeah. So those are the ones you construct. And I feel that would actually give you more value out of the original mods, you know. Right, let's move on. Do you have anything to follow up with?
I do remember somebody putting in the comments that maybe this wasn't a good idea because the mod system is already confusing enough for people as it is with just leveling the things up. If there was like a mod tier tree or production tree that you had to work your way through, it might confuse people even more, you know.
Well, there's already a mod tier tree because some mods are just...
No, I meant sort of like tech tree. You know,
I know, but I wasn't thinking of like going nearly that far. I was thinking, oh, you get the mod blueprint from killing enemies, just like you would get the mods. And then oh, this mod requires these resources and these other 2 existing mods. You know, it's stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Should we move on to the next
Yep.
one? Right. The third card is right. I love this. Helminth passives versus Warframe passives. Do you remember this? So
Yes.
this was one of the topics. So 10% said Warframe passives, more but pure chaos.
Yeah.
Yeah. 23% said that they don't want changeable passives. I thought that was important to have as an option. And 67% said Helminth passives, fewer but easier to balance.
I think that's the best. I think it would be good for some frames because like Nova is the typical thing. Is that way they can add in some common pool passives to replace them, and it wouldn't be too much of an issue. I do believe I'll do it now. I had Red Sky 33 Zoogle and JJ24 did point on this. Here's Red Sky's reply. There are some Warframes which have passive related abilities like Limbo's passive to roll in the Rift, Gauss, who has his passive related to his Redline Battery, Cora and Venario Nidus with his infestation stacks. Those passives will definitely not work on other Warframes. Yeah, so I think that's the point, is that some Warframes it would be just ridiculous trying to make them work by moving their passive. But allowing Helminth to have a few, even just a few, just like 3 or 4 passive options that you could replace the passive with, I think that would be quite interesting.
Yes, because no one likes Nova's fart.
Because no one likes Nova's fart. It's just silly. It's just like it. Also, you can't choose to activate it.
Yeah.
It's like so if an enemy knocks me down, which I don't want to start with, I'll also fart. It's such a stupid one.
Yeah. Then the fourth card. How do you feel about the grandmother tokens? I'm actually surprised by this. 17% said negative, 27% said positive, and 57% said neutral. I personally thought that positive would have been lower, and negative would have been higher.
Apparently, there's people who are, well, I'll get to when I look at the comments that explain these to you better, because I think you've been looking at it wrong or something.
Well, apparently, what's it called? I was told, oh yeah, you should go do the Steel Path version of the environment because it rewards you like over 100 mother tokens, and that's what you should use to do the syndicate, standing and stuff like that. I'm like, oh, okay, that's nice, but still, I just don't like the double layered thing.
Right.
Okay.
And the last one.
And then the last one, as always, how do you feel about last week's 10 o'clock? 4% said negative. I assume that we're never gonna find out why. I think it's just someone going like, there's a negative option, I'm gonna say no. 20, it's like the dislike thing. 21% said neutral / don't care, and 82% said positive. I'm gonna change this, so this will also reflect the difference between this week and the previous week.
Yeah? Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think that will have more value.
I think people like the structure now. I think you don't need to ask the question anymore right now until we change structure again.
Okay, fine. Won't ask the question anymore.
Well, at first everyone was like, "Oh, I don't want it to change," and I was like, "It's fine. Let's change." Yeah, so yeah, I don't think you need to ask it every week. It's fine. It's fine.
Well, we could just not talk about it
if you want, but I feel that seeing as the structure isn't changing week by week at the moment, what are people to say? It's just if you're desperate to have an extra question because you like having questions that make people answer it, but I don't.
No, I think it's just good.
I
think it's a nicer way to get feedback because, like, again, we have this one person that constantly says negative, but we have no idea why they're saying negative, right?
Are you going to keep asking this question until there's 0 negatives?
It's a good question. Right, so moving on. Right, so that's it for the graphs. And then is it the Patreon, the supporter questions? Is the
supporter questions? Yes, it is. Are you going to write down?
I'll write down the time.
Cool, thank you. Right. Questions go here. Wow, it's all different. Corgus Borcus.
Who the hell is that?
I have no idea. Is there only war from 8K to 15K and beyond?
Don't understand.
Is there only war? Well, I'll let you know. I don't know, but when you get to 40K, there's definitely only war. That's the only thing I can say back to it.
Yeah, that's the only thing.
Devaro, what are farts of Portingale? Wrong answers only.
What the hell's Portingale?
What's Valkyr's most special feature? Incorrect guesses mean you get a prize, so you don't want a catastrophe.
Hold on,
Read the last word slowly. Cat.
Astrophy.
Cat ass trophy.
Okay.
As in, that's what Valkyr's most special feature.
Yeah.
What is this? Drunk Arbiter. Who have you been most / least excited to feed to Helmet?
I've not been able to because I've been trying to fucking farm a goddamn dog and I can't fucking find it. And then I get told later that I have to get bait and shit like this. And ain't nobody got time for that. Like, oh man, I've been so busy.
Yeah. Birdframe Prime. Now that you have the quicker and more repeatable method of ranking up the Entrati with Steel Path bounties, how long until you've built your Medjay Predacite companion army?
So the Medjay Predacite is the companion I need to. So it's the cap. Oh god, what's the name of the conservation? That's the conservation target I need to farm, and I spent 40 minutes flying around the Cambion Drift, being told, "Oh yeah, they just spawn," and now I've been told by people, "Oh no, you actually have to bait them out and things like this." I'm like, you know what? Game just fucking hates me.
Srugalas, did you play the new improved New Player Quest? Yeah, I haven't. I need to do that.
I have, but I don't know if I'm only allowed to play the first part because, you know, I haven't been able to continue it. As soon as I did the first part, it just went away. I'd like to see those new tiles in other, like, not open world. Oh, crap. Other
other
missions. Yes.
Yeah. Overall, do you think the supporter questions have been positive additions to the show, or has it been more neutral / goofy?
I think it's been more goofy than anything. I'm fine with that.
And Birdframe Prime, in a further question from Zugal's topic of supporter questions and their impact, do you think that the subtle digs at goofy supporter questions means anything against the raw, uncontrolled ego of the double-decker sandwich tier Patreon supporters? Is that a thing?
Yeah, I named my tiers stupid because I'm stupid. And now I'm like, which one's that one? So bear me 2 seconds so I can work out which one that one is. That might be the top tier. Why does Patreon? Why'd you change this shit? Patreon, why? Patreon, why? Oh my god, where the fuck are my tiers?
Well, while Xeno is doing that, the last question is from Lucifer Payne. Do you think DE giving us a new family means our old mum isn't coming back? What do you mean she's not coming back? She only went out to get you McDonald's. She'll be back. She'll be back.
Yes, the double-decker sandwich tier is the $15 a month tier.
Right, so do you think the subtle digs at goofy supporter questions means anything against the raw, uncontrolled ego of the double-decker sandwich tier Patreon supporters?
No, thank you very much, Mr. Double-decker sandwich Patreon supporter. Right. And then, do you think DE giving us a new family means our old mum isn't coming back? Honestly, I don't know what they're doing.
What do you mean? I just said that. I just answered that one. She's going to get you McDonald's. She'll be back.
She's
back. It's only been a few years.
Oh my god.
No, I don't.
Actually, to be fair, you know the McDonald's will still be good though.
Yeah, that's the thing. It will still be good. McDonald's is immortal. Well, the food is anyway, it seems to be. Yeah.
That was my take.
I don't know. I doubt it. Do you know? I mean, maybe I haven't done enough on seeing it, but I mean, look at the other open worlds. I mean, yes, we have gone back to Fortuna a bit, but Cetus, is Onko having a massive effect on the solar system? No, not really. I like the idea of the family, and it's really amazing to see Orican characters, but are they really going to be long term important? They're made out to be, but I don't see them moving.
Right. That's it for the Patreon. So, oh God, the supporter questions. Let us move forward to the community responses from last week. You want to take down the time?
Yes, please. Okay, so I've done some of these already. First of all, Ali Al-Khatib. Oh, so here's one thing as a starter. Viral is already bad against infested, especially armor infested. So the best option are corrosive heat or gas, which something is why they nerf the is almost redundant when it comes. The best option, most people turn viral without looking. So yeah, this nerf forces them to not do so. I think it's talking about the mob you were saying that was immune to status effects, by the way.
Yes. Which,
by the way, all Demos Grey strain have viral immunity. None are immune to everything except Saxum, and his shoulders are up. When his shoulders are up, breaks them up. He is status vulnerable. On the other hand, Catchmoon kills him. Easier to ignore if you ignore the shoulder. There we go. Just thought I'd get you that one. Just that sweet for that because you were complaining about those mobs.
Not in last week's episode. During this last week when I did this mission, because those fucking spiny bastards.
Those spiny people. Yeah. Relix, your intro starting 2 seconds in always makes me pause at 1 second in and double check to see if my sound is working.
I'm sorry. Well, to be fair, Loz was like really on the point today, wasn't he?
Yes, I had I was staring at that clock. I was ready.
I mean,
okay.
The problem for me is as soon as I hit start, right, I need to then click off of the start, off of OBS, and then I have to hit the intro button on my thing. So that's why it's always like 2 seconds in. So
right,
yeah,
okay. I see. Yes, because it's time delay between that and that.
Yeah,
and we could edit it, but that's just too much effort.
It'll take me fucking hours to re-render.
Exactly. Also from Relix, I currently blitz my way through Steel Path Star Chart with a non-rivened crypt-based Zor. I linked the build in your Discord last month. It was suiting me fine in Steel Path Demos, although the one mob that was giving me a bit of problem, they were taking me about 8 seconds to kill, those giant mobs on the Steel Path, also known to you as the
spiny bastards.
There we go. Since they added armor to them, to fix this, I simply changed my quickening mod to Shattering Impact. Now I kill them in 4 seconds, which is perfectly fine for the rare hyper strength enemy. They hit for 2,000 damage, verified with Sentinel's Deathlog, and no one seems to complain about it. However, those weird floating things that spew out enemies aren't meant to be killed on Steel Path. They literally have millions of HP in addition to crazy amounts of armor. Even if you had an OP-driven condition build, you'd still struggle to kill them. It's the design of the mob.
Yeah, they're the drop ships.
The drop, yeah. Their health is crazy. Also, from Relix, Xeno, I only hand in grandmother tokens for rep. Me, weird eye twitch. A single Steel Path bounty set gives around 14,000 rep worth of mother tokens. 2 a day is enough to cap. Why on earth are you using grandmother tokens?
Because I didn't know. I've barely played.
Prestige items, Seriglass shards, and decorations. Don't use grandmother tokens for standing. Ooh.
Use grandmother tokens for standing. Got it.
And then another explanation for this is yeah, I'll go to that one now. Come back to that. So JJ24 said his suggestions for it. Always buy 1 and 2 OTAC and father tokens. The 3 to 5 bundles depends on if you have more than 200 of a resource. Keep an eye out for 3 to 5 times deals from son and daughter. Never spend more than a 2-to-1 ratio resource to token. Alternatively, build Predicites and release them to Sun for 10 tokens after leveling to 30. You can farm Sun tokens while play other parts of the game in this way. Railjack is a good source of companion affinity because its mechanics for solo play, but other parts of the game work fine in a group.
Yeah, it's a small problem. Me having time to play. Like, I cannot stress enough how little free time I have had for like the last month.
Nazeth, and then finally Nazeth. I've been saying for like a year now, they need to go through and streamline the number of mods currently in the game. Set mods made it go even more out of control, and most of them are still never used. I think maybe I would like a question on this for this week coming. Do you, and like we'll come up with the options like how do you use set mods and how? And it'd be like, yes, I use complete set. Yes, I only use part of the set. No, I don't bother. Depends
Man,
on
how many questions are we going to have this week?
I don't know, but we can get rid of the one about do you like the structure? Oh, my hands. Why am I even moving my hands? Yeah. But anyway, that's it for the community responses from last week. Let's move on to the next bit, which should be the memes.
Hold on. I know I need to write this down. Set mods question, because otherwise I will forget about it. Right. Okay, so we're going to go on to the memes. Oh, I need to get these up. Otherwise, I won't be able to see. I scroll down. Oh, there they are. I can see the memes.
I sorted it for you. Look, there you go. I'm good this week. I remembered. However, I do feel my thing I use to pull these images is corrupted twice, so they might be a bit off this week. The images. Let's get into the memes of the week. All these memes are from the r/memeframe subreddit. Do go check it out if you want to go find a bit of fun during the week and you want some Warframe/jokes. They are hilarious, as we will see with meme number 1. It's going to happen again with DMOS, so don't rush. Nobody. 90% of the Warframe community. Onward to content drought, right to new update. New update just loops around into the content drought. These memes are great.
Yeah.
Right, moving on to meme number 2.
Has anyone started whinging about the content drought already?
I've not seen any, but
okay, cool.
I'm sure there's someone. But maybe they've done a good job with this one. Sorry, in-depth person, you will be missed. Me running past a Fortuna civilian after not having any tokens to save him. I do believe I remember you did a video where you were saying about how the... Oh god, what is the update called? The Deadlock Protocol. How that hasn't had much staying power and is now there's all these corpus civilians trapped on these ships and everyone's like, where are the Tenno? And they're like on the plane, on the fighting big spiny bastards, as you say.
Yeah.
Right. Moving on to meme number 3. Once you get the mastery of Zephyr, what is my purpose? You unlock aim guide ribbons. Oh my god.
Oh, Thalian's gonna love that one.
Yep. Now on to meme number 4. We friends, yes? Grenier in every tile set. Grenier in Heart of Demos.
You know it's Deimos, right?
I know. I fail at speaking. That's why chimeras live in chasms. Have you not learned this yet?
I have not.
Chimeras do live in chasms. It's a well-known thing.
Maybe you're talking about chimeras in chasms.
What are those?
Never mind, moving on.
Okay. So meme number 5. When you just want to extract, but mommy is thirsty for blood. Ignore your original objective. Leave nothing alive.
What the fuck is this meme?
Monster. This is just like she's a monster drinking
no,
monster.
But no. That guy with like
that guy's face.
Yeah. Like weird, freaky, creepy. Like I kind of thought it was Waluigi then for a second underneath.
Oh yeah, I see what you mean.
Right. And then was it number 6?
Number 6, final meme of the week. She won't leave us, right? Tenno discussing which Warframe is best. That's just a mad scrap. Tenno discussing which mom is best.
Yep.
There you go.
Yep. Unanimous.
Unanimous.
Because we don't have another mum.
There is no other mum.
So depressing.
Really?
Cool. Yeah, the fact that this plot still hasn't been resolved. Right. And now
she's gone to McDonald's. She's back.
Yeah, well, you know, the plot's not going to get resolved until she's back. Right, you ready to move on?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So, going on to the community shoutouts for this week. Some excellent community shoutouts.
Oh!
So the first... No, that's the main. That's the first community shoutout. Right.
Take my wallet.
Yeah, the Necromech design.
Take my wallet.
By Debbie Sheen
Oh, yeah.
Seriously, DE, please, please,
Just money.
put this
money,
in.
Money.
And
money.
yeah,
I can't-
you know, Prime Access, Prime Access, Prime Access,
Prime Access Necromech skin that look like that.
Prime Access. Just
all the money.
I'm just saying, Prime Access. Yeah, I'd fucking buy it.
I'd buy 2.
Just to be sure.
Just to be sure.
You know, you only apply the skin once. I don't care.
You don't barely use the Necromech. I don't care.
Right, so that was the first.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean,
yes.
come on.
Also,
okay,
yeah.
What vibes does that give you most of?
Oh, to me, it's a really big toss up between, like, if you're gonna ask me which specific Gundam, the answer is
no.
I don't know.
I meant more series.
Like,
I don't get a Gundam vibe. Oh no,
no, it's like the torso and the oh shit, was the head, the wing pack thing that gives me a very Gundam vibe, but like the lower legs and things like that also gives me like a very Zone of the Enders Jetty vibe.
I would say the whole package gives me more of a Code Geass vibe.
I can't really remember the Code Geass mechs. I mean, all I just remember is like certain characters you don't like and certain characters being complete and utter idiots and plot just not making sense. So, yep, Debbie Sheen.
Awesome.
Yep.
Hang on, I need to favorite this. Just yeah, I want to retweet that.
Yep.
I need to retweet that.
Yep. But just saying, the Prime Access.
I need it in my life. They better.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Right. The second community shout out is Daughter by Tia Merovingian, I think. It's kind of hard name to pronounce.
Merovingian.
Are you serious?
Yeah, it's from The Matrix.
No, I don't think that's how you spell the Merovingian in The Matrix. IMDb.
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah. Because also apparently the Merovingian dynasty was the ruling family of the Franks from the middle of the 5th century until 751. The first appear as the king of the Franks, the Roman army of northern Gaul. By 509, they united all the Franks and northern Gaulish Romans under their rule.
Oh yeah, you're right. Cool. Right, there you go. Tia Merovingian.
Yeah.
I just thought it looked awesome.
Well, I love how, just to point out, this is on a book. You know what that makes this?
Just a doodle?
It's just a doodle. Just a doodle. Just a doodle. It's really nice. It really is.
I'm just gonna say I'm a little concerned about like your neck with how much you're flailing your head around.
I know I do get neck thing, but you see, anytime I've got a little bit on screen, but you see, I don't want to. If I just do this like standard, I just feel that I'm not very expressive because it's not moving.
Maybe you should get like a puppet.
A puppet?
Yeah, so you have like your controls, like I don't know, like you treat it more.
What? So I get it to track my hands?
No. So you have like a controller or something, and then like, I shall flail around my head with the controller. Just moving on. Still very nice, very very nice. Right, the third community shout out is a 40k Grinks and a Kavat by Tenno Tulia. I think it's Tulia. I'm not entirely sure. And I thought, this is pretty damn awesome. I have no idea what Grinks from 40k is. I imagine it's actually, is it 40k? Because I would have maybe I don't know what it is. Loz, what is it?
What's a Grinks?
Yeah. He's typing. He's searching. He's still looking. I could tell from his poker face. You see the two little slots?
Apparently they are... What? Psychic familiars of Eldar Seers?
Really?
Is that right? 40k Grinks. Oh, yeah. It's not on Wardian. Grinks, strange feline Xeno creatures, utilized as familiars to enhance psychic abilities both Eldar and human psychers.
Are they relatively new?
I don't know. Oh no, Rogue Trader, Lure of the Expanse. 140k Rogue Trader first edition, page 213. That would be quite old.
There you go.
This is the thing with the 40k lore is there are loads of things which are just like added in and then just
Never seen again.
And,
Yeah.
No, but they're there for maybe, you know, they don't have to be used, but if they go, oh, let's put this in, and then you know it gives them an option to go back later. It just fleshes it out because it's just so expansive. But yeah, so they're cats. They do kind of look like that. There you go. That's a really cute piece of art.
Cool. The fourth community shout out is Spider Frame by Plickit Plickit.
Spider Frame into the Spider-Verse.
Yep.
So we've got, what is that?
Well, we got the Wisp in the back, the Excalibur in the middle, and I think that's a Nidus in the front. But that's the one that's so heavily modified; it's hard to tell. I think it's the Frike Nidus skin because you could see the eyes.
Yes, on the chest, yeah, definitely. But obviously, they're all modified and they look amazing. They really do.
Absolutely gorgeous.
I'd love a Sindana like that. I don't know if you could make it work, but
what, the arms?
Yeah, butterfly wings.
Yeah, well, I mean, they did the butterfly wings, so I imagine it would work. You could do that. So anyway,
but oh yeah, no, they did do the butterfly. Maybe yeah.
All right. Yeah. The fifth community shout out is another daughter from. I don't know how to pronounce like a name that has 4 consonants and then a vowel. So I think it's like
Zixfa.
Yeah, sure.
Zixfa.
Yeah.
Just want to shout out. I spelled out first reply
of
Zerubal says wow.
Terrier. Yeah.
It's like, well done, Zerubal.
Yeah. All right, and then our last community shout out. We've never had any of his art up before. The 6th community shout out is a Vaggie and daughter crossover by Makarimorph, right? So I've put a link to the YouTube video of Has Been Hotel, where the character Vaggie first comes from. It's sort of like an indie cartoon. It's really, really good. And the art of this really captures the art style, and I'm fucking impressed as hell with this. This is fucking amazing.
Yeah, I can't remember which character Vaggie is though.
She's the sort of like assistant girl to the one that covers up her eye, much like in this image. She's the one that says like, "Don't sing. Whatever you do, don't sing."
Is that the main character's girlfriend?
Effectively, yes.
Right. Yes.
Yeah. Cool. Right. So that's it for the incredible community shoutouts for this week.
Cool.
And now I think we're on to the last leg of the show, which is my quote. You didn't put down the time for the community shoutouts. I have to find that now. I have to find that, aren't I? You
put Look at my face for how much I care.
You bastard. Are you going to put down the time for the quote? Okay.
Yeah, I'm good to go.
You ready?
Let's go.
Right.
Yeah.
I love Grineer Gruul. I love the Grineer language. I have sampled every language. Grineer is my favorite. Disgusting language. Especially when you curse with it. It's like clearing your sinuses with mustard. I love it. Bullshit. You seriously can't tell me you're not getting this straight away.
No, I know it. I can't.
Oh, wow.
I can't remember it though. Oh,
wait. Yeah.
Wait, is this actually? This is the Merovingian, isn't it?
Yeah.
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 You didn't plan that at all?
No, I didn't plan it in the slightest.
Wow. Yeah. So it's French, I think they say.
Yeah. I love
it's like wiping your
French
arse.
wine.
Yeah,
I love French wine. I love the French language. I've sampled every language. French is my favorite. Fantastic language, especially to curse with. And then he comes out with this like really long-winded curse. I thought of doing that, but I was just going to struggle trying to come up with something. And then it's like wiping your ass with silk.
What you should have done, I think,
Yeah,
is made it Grenier and just like spouted into a long pile of gurus and then just.
Yeah, I did think about that, but I was coming up with this last night, and I was running out of
or
time.
if you got yourself a you'd have to set up. I don't know if you could put an audio file on and just get some corpus words and then play them at that point to take the. It'd be a bit more effort, but
Well, I mean, you wouldn't have been able to hear it. That
can
I
you not play?
I wouldn't have been able to route the. Oh, maybe I could try and route the audio through the microphone. I've not
It would
tried
have been
that
effort,
before.
but yeah,
It would have been a lot of effort. Because I don't know how to do that.
So
So
you could have
yes.
got your phone and held it up to the microphone.
God, you're so demanding. Right, but yes. So that's the quote for this week.
Matrix Reloaded.
Yes. So yeah.
Also, my one complaint is you said mustard.
Yeah.
Does Warframe have mustard?
I don't know. Does Warframe have gruel?
Well, gruel is not a specific thing, whereas mustard kind of is.
Well, I mean, fucking mother turns around and starts to swear and say like, "Oh, fuck," and then she gets cut out by Otak and huh?
Someone's bitter.
Well, they start throwing in bloody English things like clowning around.
Muckety muck muck.
That's what I draw the line at. That's what I draw the line at.
That's where we always draw the line. This far. No further!